Welcome back to My Mornings. Charlie Kirk. He inspired millions through his message and his leadership, also his passion for engaging the next generation. Now, one artist is paying tribute to the legacy through his music. Joining me now is Mike Kavanagh, who has written and recorded a song honoring Charlie. Mike, thank you so much for being here with us today. I've listened to your song and we're going to play it for our audience, but what was it about Charlie that inspired you to write this song?
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Vanessa. Yeah, Charlie, he was a man who loved the Lord. He was someone who stood for the truth, and he wasn't quiet about it. And when you do that, when you do those three things in this day and age, you're going to face opposition. And I think, if I can even say it this way, his death inspired me more than his life, in a sense, because I realized after he was killed that uh, there's a cost to being courageous, and but there's also a cost to not being courageous. And what happens when we're not courageous, when we don't stand for the truth, when we don't speak good in a culture that promotes evil, is that good men, the few good men who are willing to, we throw them to the wolves. And so when he was killed, something changed within me, where I vowed, I said, I need to be courageous. I need to speak truth. I need to be a light, in a dark place, or I need to try to be, by the grace of God.
And you are, and you're absolutely right. And you're not the only one, Mike, who has said that. People knew of Charlie. Uh, those that didn't follow him knew of him, but they didn't really know about him or about his message until after he passed. And I feel like, and Erica was spot on when she went on, national television in the days following his death and said, my words, my broken heart's going to be echoing across the world like a battle cry. And it has, because I feel like those that didn't know about Charlie know so much about him now and really love him, just like his fans and followers did when he was alive. So he may have opened up this door to even more people than he could have ever imagined. And so, we're looking at video, Mike, of the days following his passing, when people from all over the world were holding candle vigils. And I don't think anyone really knew how powerful his message was until after he passed. And I hope and pray, and my faith leads me to believe that he's looking down and he can see just how inspirational he was when he was here on earth. And so he inspired you to write this song. What can people take away from the lyrics?
Yeah, I think I try to strike the balance in the song of mourning as well as hope, because it was such a horrible thing that happened. But it should not leave us in a place of despair. Like you said, his message is more powerful now. It's reaching more people, than even when he was alive. So I think my last verse talks about revival. It talks about men. We should be fighting, not in a physical sense, but more in a spiritual sense, for the things that Charlie stood for. And not all of us have the skills, the gifts, the gifting of Charlie, but that's the thing about courage. And Charlie would say this: you don't need to be an amazingly gifted person. You just have to have courage. You just have to know what the truth is and be willing to speak it in whatever circle, in whatever space God has you in. And so, if we all do that, we're going to make it.
Everyone's called to serve a purpose. Charlie's was to reach
Yes.
the younger generation. Yours is to reach people through music. Mine is to reach people through the internet or the television set. Everyone has a purpose. And so we do
Yes.
have the song to play for our audience. We want to play it in its entirety because I absolutely love it. Charlie deserves it. Here it is, the voice of age honoring Charlie Kirk.
We're active in about 15 campuses, and we're growing very, very quickly. And keep in mind, this is not just a flash in the pan movement.
I don't have a song today. Can't can't seem to find the right words to say. I remember a time when freedom would reign. Now talking to your neighbor ain't the same. Now we lost the voice of the age, gunned down in a murderous rage. I don't want a civil war, no. Only God knows what it's for, though. You're gonna say his name. Charlie Kirk died a martyr, not in vain. Now, Lord, bring revival to the land. Christ is Lord on the lips of every woman and man. A widow cries out, I forgive you. Now, men, let's go fight. If you're gonna say his name. Charlie Kirk died a martyr, not in vain. You're gonna say his name. Charlie Kirk died a martyr, not in vain. If you're gonna say his name. Charlie Kirk died a martyr, not in vain.
Like, that's tough. Wonderful song. Beautiful song. Well
Thank-
written to honor Charlie. But, you go back and you look at all of these videos and pictures, his babies, Erica, and it takes you back to the moment that he was shot and killed, assassinated. The
Yeah.
message here is amazing. He did die a martyr. He did not die in vain. And it's up to us to keep his message alive. This younger generation needs us more than ever. Don't you agree?
Amen. I do. I do.
And so, you have your music out there. People can get it on iTunes. But I want to ask you this. I actually saw you perform the other day on the Charlie Kirk show. You were there with Andrew and sitting next to Charlie's chair. What
Yeah.
was that moment like for you?
Yeah, it was surreal. I could have never thought I would end up sitting there. I just was a guy who felt like I needed to do something when Charlie was killed, and I thought, well, okay, I'm a musician, I can write about it. I mean, I never anticipated that the song would, I don't know, would resonate like it has. And to get the invite to be on the show, I mean, they gave me a tour of the whole TPUSA facility, and so I saw where the halls where Charlie walked, the chair where Charlie sat, the weight room where Charlie worked out, and it was surreal. It was I really got a sense of like just the impact that he had on the people at TPUSA, and obviously the thing that he started, and also a sense of the great loss that is still felt by Andrew and Blake and those guys at TPUSA. So it was something I'll never forget.
Absolutely. And your song, I encourage everyone to go download it, play it for your children, play it for your college kids who Charlie was trying to uh, connect with and have them, be open minded, but stay grounded in their faith. This is a song for them. But, I have to say, too, Mike, that watching this video on the heels of what's coming up next week,
Yeah.
Erica will be in court, Charlie's parents will be in
Right.
court. This trial is going to be starting, and we're going to see so much that happened on that awful day last year.
Yeah.
That's going to come bring it back, all to us. It's going to be a very emotional time for Erica. I can't even imagine, and also Charlie's parents, who really stay out of the limelight. They're really private people, but they will
Mhm.
be there, and so we'll have coverage here on Lindell TV. We'll continue to follow that and keep everyone updated what comes out of that. But I can't even imagine the days leading up to it, while we're all going to be celebrating America 250 and Independence Day this weekend, Erica and Charlie's parents and those poor babies are getting ready for a monstrous week next week when that trial kicks off. And I believe, Mike, this may be the first time that Erica will face Tyler Robinson face to face. And so can't even imagine what that will be like for her. But it's great people like you who keep Erica going and keep his family going and keep the guys over at Turning Point USA doing the Charlie Kirk show going, because they know there's more good out there than evil. And we see that. And, you talked about touring the Turning Point USA studios, and they get fan mail from around the world every single day. I'm not sure if you had a chance to go by that room where they keep all of the teddy bears and letters and cards and flowers that come in every single day. But that is what keeps them going, as the support system.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to remember if that. I think I walked past that room. But yeah, just I mean, I was in London not too long ago for Unite the Kingdom with Tommy Robinson, and I played. They had a portion of the show where I got to play my song for Charlie Kirk, and they honored Charlie Kirk with a moment of silence. And just seeing the support over there, I mean, it was like this is we're across the pond here, and people are weeping over. Tommy gave an impassioned talk about Charlie, and I got to play my song, and I'm just like, man, his impact is really truly global, and yeah, it's been an amazing thing to see.
Charlie Kirk was amazing. He's still amazing. His legacy's amazing. His family's amazing. We support them through and through. And we'll be there for them, all of us, you, me, and all of America and the world. One more time, tell people where they can download their song. And I can't encourage people enough to, if you're watching right now, if you have children, if you have, kids who are in college or just graduated college, this is for the younger generation. Uh, let them know about Charlie Kirk. He has a book out, and Turning Point USA, there's chapters all over the country, and if your school doesn't have a chapter, you can start one. Let your kids know, help them with that, and make sure that the good wins in this battle, because evil never wins. But we want people to download their song one more time. Mike, tell us where they can find it.
Sure. Yeah. The best way to support sort of the song and what I'm doing is to go to iTunes. You can find it on iTunes. It's called The Voice of the Age, and you can download it there. And yeah, I really appreciate um, just the support and the willingness to do that. So I appreciate it.
All right, Mike Kavanagh, thank you so much for being here today. Everyone, go check out his song, The Voice of the Age, written for the American Patriots.